Sikaal. Today we will be offering you a channeled message with the family of light.
We are cosmic shamans and teachers of universal consciousness.
Archangel Michael steps forth, wishes to share with you guys. Feel him around you, feel his energy around you. And feel his presence. He says each of you may need different things right now. Some of you may feel like you need a calming energy, a stabilizing, structuring energy, or joy, lightness. He says a lot of you are tired, busy, some frantic, trying to fit everything into your life, trying to do it all and be it all. Also on the path of ascension, a lot of you, he says, have a lot of pressure on yourselves. And it's okay to move forward with things, he says, and it's okay to follow the guidance from your teams and from your presence. Keep doing that. But in the meanwhile, keep finding a place of stillness, zenness, relaxation within yourself. So relaxing into whatever you are guided to for that day, or even looking forward to that week, or perhaps ideas for that month. Let it move through you. And he offers to always be with you when you so much as call on him so lightly. Many more of you than you think, he says, are getting tangled up in cords, energetic cords. Some of them you create yourselves, others are attached to you. It is a very nice practice, he says, to get used to just having those cleared. And he can do that, he says, very easily, all the time. And he has a big team working with him, he smiles. So ask him to clear those cords very regularly, probably every day, he says. It'll just lighten your load. It'll make you feel a little bit less like a puppet, for instance, at times. A puppet that's being moved by strings and cords connected to you energetically, taking from your energy or adding to your energy in a way that makes it more of a confusing soup of energies, he smiles. So always making sure you're nice and clear from those cords, from others, from the collective, from programs around you in the field. And he can help with this.
Archangel Michael is sharing his energetic signature, his frequency of clarity, like the bluest, clearest water, the crystal clarity of his frequency. He is sharing this to help your lower mind remember, download, anchor this type of frequency in your daily life, in your decision making, in your actions, in the way that you speak, in your commitments, etc. The chords that are being created are due to all of these different decisions and actions, and he suggests streaming some of the archangelic crystal clarity through your field when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you are feeling busy, when you are feeling there is a challenging conversation, a challenging way ahead of you in your daily actions, so that you can clear the way, you can simplify, you can let go of attachments that your system really doesn't need anymore. It's showing you if there is an energy of overwhelm, this crystal clarity, archangelic crystal clarity, specifically via Archangel Michael's field. This clarity can really assist you in clearing the space, clearing your mind, clearing the way ahead, so that you may feel synchronicity, flow in your day, clarity of mind, clarity of emotions, clarity of thoughts, clarity in your spiritual energy moving through you. And so the busyness of 3D commitments can take away from this clarity. He suggests using the frequencies, calling on the Archangelic Michael frequencies to pour through your field in those times of disturbance, of overwhelm, of just so much going on in your mind, and the pull and the responsibilities to assist you to really get clear. Is it really that important that this happens? Or is there another way to do this so that all can be achieved or part can be achieved, but in a more graceful, peaceful state? He shares the grace that can move through your life, like the grace of an angel, can really be anchored in by doing this, by really choosing. In this moment, I choose this clarity, this Archangelic Michael clarity, so that my mind can take in the highest version of this situation, so I can make the clearest decisions in this situation, so that I can clear the space, so I feel freedom and breath in my everyday. And so he suggests just taking 3 breaths, sometimes with your pillar throughout your day, maybe starting your day off, that type of thing. Use it as a practice in those moments when there's busyness, when there's overcommitments, when there's people in relation to the cords that you are creating or they are creating with you, really, really looking at and bringing that crystal clear archangelic energy, pour it through and ask for it to pour through, so that there can be some really beautiful decisions made. Actually, no, I'm going to end that commitment. I'm going to shift that one. I'm going to transform that one. I'm going to be very creative with this one. And this is the new ideas that are coming through because my mind is clear. So this is something that he suggests you can use as a daily practice for a while until it becomes quite a natural part of your pillar, where this archangelic energy pours and streams through you as part of your frequency, your energetic signature.
Something he suggests for all of you, pretty much, he says, is to start understanding that you are linked into the collective consciousness, and there's a very large cord that runs from the back of your brow chakra, from the back of your head, to a lot of collective programming. Now, it's not needed right away, he says, to be too worried about that, because you are part of the whole. However, it is good to start understanding what that cord does for you. So you could practice with having that cord cut, having the back of your brow sealed from it, and see how that feels. Now, in an instant, he says that can be very reconnected, because it's like gravity. It's kind of there, and it's part of the realm you are in until it's not, until you can more consciously always be disconnected from it. And in that sense, it's a little bit like what you may have seen in an older movie, The Matrix, where you are plugged into some form of collective consciousness programming. Now, part of that is what all the minds within the total create, and some programs are put in there. And so it's yours to learn more about that and to feel into, well, what do I want with this, without being too stressed about it. You're not stressed when it rains outside. You're not too stressed if the wind blows a little bit harder that day. You don't need to be stressed about this cord. However, it does input into your field. And so by understanding what happens if I cut it for a while and then I don't re-plug into it by, for instance, connecting into a very large thought within the collective consciousness, what happens if I'm disconnected from it? Do I feel free, or do I feel empty, or do I feel like I'm floating, or does it actually help me to ground into this reality by being connected into it? What does it do for you? And you can start using it more to your advantage and being aware of it, until ultimately you might come to a place where mostly you're disconnected from it. And so this is all about self-mastery, and this is all about learning about who are you in your energy, your frequency, with your presence merging more and more with you as you grow in your ascension consciousness, as you expand your energy bodies. But you're also part of the whole, and so how is all of that influencing you? It's all about learning, but very important not to stress too much about it, he says, because it really is something that you're moving through as you grow and learn.
Beautiful. Again, to see these as new tools on the belt, and you can ask your presence and guides to remind you when they're necessary, so you'll just remember them, you'll think of them during the day. You can stream the archangelic energy through your field when you need more clarity, and then you can also ask for Archangel Michael's support in disconnecting this collective consciousness cord.
And just one reminder, he says, before he moves on with his day and you move on with your day, to always call on him. Always call on him and his teams. It is a habit to get into and a habit to train yourself in, because then you always walk together, he says.
We thank Archangel Michael for stepping forward and sharing his divine light wisdom with us. May this message reach your heart and your lower mind and shower all of us here on earth with so many blessings. Beautiful.
So many blessings, guys.
Lots of love.
Until next time.